It's December, and whether you're popping out for holiday shopping or spinning under the Zilker tree, comfy pants are a must. Inner doers. They're so versatile, I can wear them to a festive dinner party or to walk my dogs. So go now to shopdoer.com/ccAustin to get 15% off of your first order. That's shopdoer.com/ccAustin for 15% off. shopdoer.com/ccAustin. Today on CityCast Austin, it's the Friday News Roundup, y'all. We have made it to Friday, and we're here to catch y'all up on a few big stories that dominated our headlines this week. We're going to talk about some autonomous vehicle news that's affecting operations here in Austin, some big changes at the Austin airport, including a bunch of money going their way, and whether Austin holiday pop-ups are worth the effort. It's Friday, December 12th. I'm Eva Ruth Moravec in for Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Okay, y'all, and before we get into the news of the week, it is the final day of our membership campaign, and we just want to thank everybody so much who's already joined CityCast Neighbors. And if you've been thinking about joining, today is really the day. We're heading into 2026, and we're really asking listeners to go deeper on all things local, and becoming a neighbor is the easiest, most joyful way to do that.
Yeah, neighbors get connected to the city in real, tangible ways. We have members-only events, curated guides to what's happening around town, and more chances to invest your time, attention, and energy right here at home in Austin. Please, y'all, don't go into the new year without a plan to plug into your local community. It's so, so important. And membership is only $10 a month or $100 a year, however you want to do it. It directly supports the show that you're listening to right now. And what else, Eva Ruth?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the show, I think, we have a really good time getting to know what Austinites are thinking about. We try to dig into topics that really matter, the topics that are on the top of everybody's mind. And we do that both in the podcast that you're listening to right now and also our incredible Hey Austin newsletter. If you're not a subscriber, you should be one today. It's free. It's a wonderful roundup of news that you should know, as well as some more detailed, in-depth articles. We'll be talking about this later, but there's a great guide that we recently published on some of our favorite holiday pop-ups. So join today at membership.citycast.fm. Again, it is the last day that you can get one of these very cute CityCast Austin beanies, as well as a chance to win one of the 2 pairs of tickets that we're giving away for upcoming shows at the Paramount. These are shows including Rebecca Havemeyer and Stanley Roy on December 21st, and Austin's own Bob Schneider's great big spectacular New Year's Eve party on New Year's Eve.
So fun.
I know. If you don't have plans, get you a membership and you can have the opportunity to have plans that night. These are really fun shows, and actually the tickets that we're giving away are valued at $110 a piece. So
wow, worth it.
Right there, that covers membership, 2 for 1.
BOGO.
Yeah, BOGO. So become a CityCast Austin neighbor, get entered to win these tickets, get your cute beanie. We'll send it to you in the mail. And if you're already a member, thanks. And without further ado, we will now get into the news. Hello, I'm here with CityCast Austin producer Alyssa Castles. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, happy Friday.
And Andrea Grimes, co-founder of The Fly Trap, a feminist media collective and a longtime Austinite. What's up, Andrea?
Hello. Hi, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So we are first going to get into Alyssa's all-time favorite topic, which is autonomous vehicles. Why don't you take us into it, Alyssa?
All right. So yeah, obviously, if there's one storyline dominating Austin right now, it's the invasion of autonomous vehicles. And once again, we're seeing this week, we have a little bit more drama in the AV world. Both good and bad news for the local AV market, however you want to look at it. So Austin has been a pretty big testing ground for autonomous vehicles. Waymo operates 100 vehicles in 90 square miles. Tesla's Robotaxis operate 15 to 30 vehicles right now, covering over 245 square miles. That's a recent expansion. So this week, Waymo announced it would be voluntarily recalling some of its software, right as Elon Musk doubled down on a previous statement saying his robotaxis would be removing its safety monitors from its vehicles. So they are going to be fully autonomous at the end of this month. So we recently talked about how Waymo was caught illegally passing AISD school buses 19 times since the beginning of the school year. The company has been under investigation by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration because a similar incident happened with a school bus in Atlanta. And then, of course, the company is coming out saying, they've identified a software issue that's contributed to this incident, and we're going to voluntarily recall the software and fix it. And hopefully these updates are going to help not have those things happen anymore, because obviously passing school buses, not legal.
Not legal.
Not legal.
Getting expensive for them.
Extremely dangerous.
Extremely dangerous.
Yes.
Right. So
looks a bad look all around. I'm glad they had to do something to address it. But like, the one thing I'm confused about is like, what do they actually have to recall? Because I kind of figured that it would be like an iOS update where they can just like push it through.
Totally. Like, aren't they all programmed from somewhere? Like, what do you mean recalling? Like, does someone have to like go in and unscrew a little part and send it into HQ or something? Yeah.
That's weird.
Very interesting. I don't know either. In their statement, they also said, we really believe in the safety of our vehicles. We also want to stress that nobody was harmed because of this. They point to a lot of their safety data. They say, Waymos have a lot fewer crashes than human drivers in the cities where they operate. They have 91% fewer crashes with serious injuries and 92% fewer crashes with pedestrian injuries. That's a good stat.
Yeah.
But I also there's fewer vehicles than human driving vehicles. So I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense.
And like, no one's held responsible where like if there is a human driving around a school bus, there's a person who's fined. And
exactly.
Like, there could be like, if some one person did that 19 times,
yeah, right.
Does
exactly.
A serial school bus passer?
Yeah.
They would be on the news.
Absolutely,
we would know
they would.
They would be wanted by school bus drivers everywhere.
Wow. That is such a good point, Ruth. Oh my gosh.
Wait, okay, so Eliza, I sense that you are a Waymo or autonomous vehicle hater. Is this true?
Could you sense that from how I was talking about it? Yeah, that is a great question. I mean, I think they're the future, don't get me wrong, but I'm skeptical of the future, just in general. Like, I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know if I want a robot to be driving me around. I also, I want to make sure my money is going to a human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to, when I'm paying for a cab, this is your job. I want to give you money to you, not to a computer. And then it's also like, people are like, well, you don't have to talk to anybody. And I was like, well, how much more connection do you need in your life? Like, let's talk to people. I don't know. I'm pro people, anti-robot, personally.
I agree entirely. I took my first Waymo ride, though, under duress.
Wow.
A couple of weeks ago with a friend of mine who really likes Waymos. And it was her birthday. And so I was like, sure, I will ride in the robot car with you. It was deeply weird, not least because I sat in the front seat because I get super car sick unless I'm driving. So I'm just there and the steering wheel is moving and I was like, this is deeply bizarre. It was incredibly slow, which also though I think is part of why they are actually much safer than human drivers, because they are incredibly slow. They obey every single traffic rule. They make up new traffic rules to obey sometimes.
Wow.
But it was a really weird experience. And on the human connection point, I feel similarly to you. Like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't loved every conversation I've ever had with a cab driver or a Lyft driver or whatever, right? But it is also important that like people work and get paid for their things rather than huge tech company I mean, right? Because these cars cost like $100,000 each just to outfit the software.
Correct. Yes.
Like, what if we paid people $100,000 to drive people around safely? I don't know. Like, it is the future and it is coming for us, but I don't know. Like, why not spend it on public transportation and humans?
How about that?
Yeah.
I would love that.
I will say I'm on they are really fun side of things. I enjoy a Waymo ride.
Really?
I think it's like a little like amusement park ride almost. I'm like, ooh.
Don't you get locked in? Like you get
it's a little
in?
risky. Like it feels a little like, ooh, you know, out of my control. but I think I do like also that. And I know people have different feelings about this, but I kind of like that Austin is this place where new technology still happens. Yeah. And like, I know people don't like, you know, feeling like a guinea pig. And that's part of the problem with these robotaxis. Like, you know, we are expecting, I think, they're 30 now operating in the city, and we should be getting up to 60, I think, at some point soon. And so, you know, the robotaxis do operate differently than Waymos, and they have different technology. They only have cameras and machine learning technology rather than like all the sensors that are all over the Waymos that you see. And Tesla has had 7 crashes since its launch in June, including 4 in September in Austin, and Waymo has had 9.
I tried to find the data on that because I was trying to do some sketchy math. Because, I mean, just like fundamentally, right? If you've got, let's say they said like between 15 and 30, let's give them 30, right? Sure. 7 crashes in 6 months in 30 cars versus 9 crashes over 100 cars in, I mean, any amount of time. Like, there is no duress that will get me into a robotaxi. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So in like the news of the robotaxi part is that they're going to remove like you said, the safety moderator there's been a person. So I guess even they've had these 7 crashes while there's been a person.
Seemingly. Yes.
And now that person will be no longer there. I mean, it's also harder to get, like you can get a Waymo on Uber. I don't know how to even get a robotaxi. I don't know how to summon one.
Yeah, you have to have an app. You have to have an app. There's been very long waiting for this because there's, again, only 30 cars.
That's because they have to bring them all the way up from hell to drive on the roads here.
Of course.
So it's just like, it's almost always faster to get a Waymo.
So many of us have the one person in our lives that feels impossible to shop for. And if you're like me, you have many people in your life like that. So let's talk about Aura frames. They're digital frames with unlimited storage for photos and videos. Best part, you can share these images from any device and they will instantly appear on the frame wherever it is in the world. Plus, every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box, so they do all the work for you. For a limited time, save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off of Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, which were named #1 by Wirecutter. Use promo code CityCast at checkout. That's auraframes.com. Promo code CityCast. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is sponsored by Babbel. The idea of learning a new language can be scary. I felt overwhelmed by that. I bet you have too. I'm CityCast CEO David Plotz, and studies show that up to 90% of people trying to learn a new language give up. 90%. Fortunately, Babbel's built so that it's really easy to get started and really easy to stick with it. They understand that people learn differently. So maybe you can dive into a podcast on Babbel when you don't feel like a quick lesson, or you can speak out loud to get practice in, or you can explore courses based on specific topics and even create your own customized review lists, all within the Babbel app. Babbel has made learning a language all about small steps with real wins and progress you can actually track and feel. Bite-sized lessons that fit easily into your daily routine and are also easy to remember. Just 10 minutes a day is enough to start seeing real results. I've been learning Spanish with Babbel, and it's helped when I've traveled in Mexico, and it helps me eavesdrop on my son and my girlfriend when they speak Spanish to try to fool me. No más, mi corazón. However you learn best, by listening, speaking, reading, or writing, Babbel adapts to your style and keeps you motivated with personalized learning plans, real-time feedback, and progress tracking. And right now, here's a special limited time deal for CityCast listeners. Right now, get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Well, let's move on to another form of transportation that is a little more tried and true, maybe. Our Austin Bergstrom International Airport is busy these days. We have had a ton of traffic. In October, the airport actually saw its busiest month ever with more than 2 million passengers.
Wow.
And that all happened while the federal government was shut down, which is just like
Crazy.
Those workers, God bless them all for what they put up with during that time at the airport through F1 and everything. But the airport is also in the middle of a big, massive expansion, and there's a few moving pieces in this, but it's overall a big time for AUS. So this week, the airport unveiled a new baggage handling system, a very sexy project.
Ooh, tell me more.
This was actually ahead of schedule. I know. And y'all, it actually is kind of impressive, not to be too nerdy about it, but it's 1.5 miles of conveyor belts that can transport up to 4,000 bags every hour.
That is amazing.
I think that sounds so cool. I want to ride the conveyor belt with my
I
bag.
do too.
Right? So it's like the expansion's all designed to accommodate 37 million passengers. So we are getting large and in charge. And then we've also got the Federal Aviation Administration this week committed $108 million to the airport expansion project, which is all being funded like not with taxpayer dollars, which is really incredible.
That's great.
The FAA funding was a bipartisan push from some of our congressmen gents in the area, Lloyd Doggett, Greg Casar, Michael McCall, Chip Roy, and John Carter. And it's gonna, it's also like a non-sexy thing. I mean, this big expansion project is very detailed and you don't see a lot of it happening, but it's going to allow the airport to move forward with expanding Concourse B and building a tunnel and improving the airfield with new taxiways. And then the final chunk of airport news is more locally. The city council is set to approve a pretty big incentives package for Southwest Airlines to move more of their operations here. And today, our Governor Greg Abbott and Mayor Kirk Watson are set to make a big major economic development announcement alongside Southwest Airlines at the airport. So I'm reading between the lines that it looks like the state's going to beef up this incentives package. The incentives package is worth $5 million over 5 years. And it requires Southwest basically it's encouraging Southwest to hire locally, shift money towards some childcare efforts, and participate in our newly created Infrastructure Academy, which I think eventually could lead to more air traffic controllers, which we desperately need.
Desperately need those.
That's the one part of all this. I'm like, this is all great. And can anyone land the planes?
Absolutely. Please do not have plane Jenga happening in the skies.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean,
I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Alyssa used to be a flight attendant, so she obviously has. And it was not for Southwest, so she does not have the Austin loyalty that some of us do.
I'm a Delta girly. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Okay. Please do just a whole podcast about being a flight attendant. I am fascinated.
I'll take your questions, audience. Yeah. I think it's cool. I mean, I think what's really great about Southwest committing to Austin is obviously the new jobs that are going to be opening up. you know, driving to the airport every day isn't fun, but it's great. Being an employee of an airline comes with amazing perks. And I think that's going to be awesome for Austinites who want to work for the airline. Obviously, Austin is becoming a big city. And I think when an airport kind of beefs up a little bit, you can point to that, you know, as like, we are now a big city. We have a big old airport coming.
I always feel vaguely embarrassed by our airport when like friends fly through for the first time or something. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to pick you up. But I just want to warn you, it's real dinky.
I love AUS.
And it does smell like barbecue.
Wait, why are these bad things?
No, I think it's great.
I love a barbecue scented airport.
Me too.
Nothing wrong with the barbecue bit. But it's so, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel, I don't know. ABIA in its current like iteration doesn't feel like it reflects the city.
Yeah.
To me.
Interesting.
Like, the barbecue and the live music and whatever, but like, it is kind of dinky.
It is like, it's not fancy. It's not a fancy, you know, as far as like technology or like.
There's no like duty free, huge duty free area or anything.
Yeah.
But also, it's not a major international airport either, though it will become one at some point, I imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Our little airport.
don't they hire only local businesses to be in the terminal?
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Isn't the last ever Hut's Hamburgers is the one in the airport, right?
Hut still exists
Mhm.
there. It's a step back in time. There's a Toy Joy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good time. But I mean, and these jobs are supposed to be pretty well-paying jobs, or what they're encouraging is that the Southwest expansion in Austin would create 2,000 new jobs in the airline industry with an average wage of $180,000.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, and there's a
Wow.
lot of there's so much housing now out that way as well because of Tesla. I think that there was just like a huge boom around there. So you don't even have to live that far away. But
That's a great point.
I'm sad, Andrea, that you call our airport dinky. It
Me
makes me so
too.
like nostalgic when I land back there. I'm like,
Me too.
yes.
It's very homey to me. Every time I flew in.
Yeah, you know where the things are, but yeah, I it does kind of concern me that none of this is really affecting the air traffic controller shortage. Like that seems to be the main
Correct.
issue there, not really like how quickly are the bags getting to baggage claim. But
So, to bring it back to the baggage claim thing, I think it's very impressive when any project finishes early. That's really
true.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
agree.
Very fun. Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome Southwest, or welcome even more.
Yeah.
Some of us are happy to have you here.
I'm still flying Delta. I'm still flying Delta.
I'm mid on Southwest. I've never been like a Southwest super fan, but I don't know. Like if I could have my dream fantasy airport, like I want more international flights. Like I don't need help getting to Dallas. I need help getting to Paris and Istanbul and Oslo. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're
very
coming.
true.
I do think like Delta is also eyeing Austin as a place they want to invest more of their time and money in. So I do believe more carriers are going to start popping up with new routes.
Yeah. Bring it on.
That's my prediction in 2026.
Oh, okay.
You heard it here
Well,
first, everyone.
Yeah, obviously she still has the inside scoop. So
Hey y'all, it's Nikki. I love Austin, and I never feel more connected to it than when I am going to one of our quintessential Austin festivals like Honk TX or Eeyore's birthday. That feeling of deep connection with the city is why we created the CityCast Austin Neighbors program. Yes, CityCast Austin Neighbors is a way to support this podcast and keep it going, but it's also a way of getting more out of this city that you love. When you're a CityCast Austin neighbor, you get an early look at events coming up around town. You get to shout out local nonprofits or businesses you love on the pod, and you get to join us for members-only experiences around the city, like supporting Austin musicians with us at a Ham Day showcase. It's a deeper way of living in Austin and a way of making local your top priority. And you get a CityCast Austin beanie. So join CityCast Austin Neighbors by going to membership.citycast.fm. That's membership.citycast.fm.
In other news, it is the holiday season, as we all know, probably very well at this point. And Austin is a giant hub, I guess, for these Christmas holiday pop-up concepts. And we did some research last year around this time because we were curious about where this concept even began, which was 2014 in New York City.
Wow.
But we have dozens and dozens of them. I mean, we see hot Halloween pop-ups, Valentine's pop-ups, but Christmas season, holiday season pop-ups are everywhere. So we actually published a great guide in our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll have a link to that in our show notes of our favorite ones, our favorite pop-ups to try. And basically, if you're unfamiliar with the pop-up concept, it's like Christmas throws up all over a bar.
That's
or
a great
Hanukkah.
description. Yes.
It's just like,
Oh, yeah. Kitty Cohen's is doing Hanukkah, right?
there is still,
Yeah.
we've got a Hanukkah themed one, which is always lovely for those of us who need that kind of representation. Everything is blue and silver and
Ooh, I love that.
fried. No, it should be. We just heard recently about a Hanukkah pop-up in DC that I love this concept, and I want Kitty Cohen's to steal this. They set up a giant menorah, and they have shot glasses in like where the candles would go, and it's
Oh
like
my gosh.
everyone has to take a shot.
Just as the Lord intended.
Oh, like it's like a board and they all take a shot at 9 people take a shot at the same time.
As the Lord intended.
That's so great.
We should be drinking throughout this entire 8 crazy nights. So yeah, but I mean, most of the other Christmas themed ones, like I said, they're all over town. They're getting very expensive.
Oof.
I've noticed. Andrea, have you been to any yet this year?
Well, I live very close to the Evergreen Christmas bar in Austin, Lala's, here in North Central Austin. So I'm a huge Lala's fan. I've been going there since I moved here. And it's Christmas 365 days a year in Lala's.
Yep.
I don't know. I really am sort of a sucker for like the glitter and the greenery and the colors and the nonsense. So like I really love to see a bar that goes all out with decor. I mean, even, I don't know, like also another one of my local bars here in North Central Austin that I love is Long Play on St. John's. And they just have like, I think the bartender said the other day to me that Santa took a dump inside because they're just it's just like Christmas lights everywhere. It's really pretty, right? But like paying to go drink in a bar just because of the way it looks with like decorations doesn't super appeal to me.
That feels very New York City to me. That feels very, of course it started in New York.
Yeah, it's like, when does it become a pop-up versus just like, we have Christmas decorations up?
Right. And like if they're, I mean, I guess it depends. Like if they're doing other things that incentivize folks to get in the door, like Kanye is doing a pop-up thing I think it's on Sunday with the dude from Nixta. And so it's like free to get tickets to the pop-up and then you just buy the fun drinks and the food and whatever once you get there, right? Like that seems like a thumbs up for me. But like, I don't want it like... You know, I don't want to pay $10 just to look at a Christmas tree. I can look at my own.
I feel the same way. Kelsey tried to go to Tiger Lily. She was just like in the neighborhood and they have a pop-up and they're like, oh, do you have a ticket? If you don't have a ticket, it's $15.
Just to enter.
No. Yeah. And they were like, it took 2 weeks to hang these lights. Like... All right.
Okay. That was your choice. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like aside from even the places that have no cover, just they do amp up those drink prices. Like the Jingle Jangle is the pop-up at the Dead Rabbit. And we went to that. It's beautiful. It's very Irish and festive. And there's baubles. They call the ornaments baubles. And those are everywhere. And everything is decorated. But cocktails are $21 each.
Yowza.
Oh, my God. That's
That's
airport
wild.
prices.
That is
airport prices for sure. And I heard from another friend that they went to Lala's and it was $85 for 3 people.
That is really, really crazy.
I mean, I will say Lala's is not the world's most affordable Christmas themed dive bar. It is the most adorable Christmas themed dive bar, but it is, I'm always a little bit sticker shock with my tab at Lala's.
Yeah.
How about just go to Don's Depot and have a $4 beer?
Yeah.
Because Don's has a great They have a great little light setup, and
Yeah, they've decorated nicely for Christmas.
yeah, really nicely. And their drinks are cheap, and I'm a huge fan. So
Yeah. The one that I really want to go to is Nickel City. They have a tiki-themed Christmas pop-up, and that to me is really fun. I love all the mugs and the cups that tiki places have, and I think that would be great. I want a little chubby Santa cup.
my thing about pop-ups, I think, is that it's very hard for me to get into the holiday spirit, actually, especially in Austin when it's like sometimes cold, sometimes not cold. And I feel like for me, it's worth it to go to the pop-ups because they do actually do something to my holiday spirit mentality. That's my hot take on
helps.
pop-ups. It does.
Yeah.
I will pay $20 to feel like it's Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, depending on my bank account.
Well, especially at a tiki-themed one, it can be warm, and that makes sense.
That's so true. That's so true. I need to try that one out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, make sure you check our show notes for our guide once again. And if you have any favorite Christmas-themed pop-ups, let us know. We want to see what you're up to and what you're drinking these days. So, Andrea, Alyssa, thank you so much for joining me. It was great rounding up the news with y'all.
Thanks, y'all. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And one more thing before we go, we want to shout out our new member, Perry C. Thank you so much for joining CityCast Austin Neighbors. And don't forget, you can become a neighbor too. And in addition to hearing your name right here, just like Perry, on our amazing podcast, there are some other perks that you'll be entitled to as well, including this cute beanie that we want to send you so you can rep CityCast Austin when you're out and about, and these Paramount Theater tickets. So don't miss out on this fabulous opportunity. Make sure you go to membership.citycast.fm now to become a CityCast Austin neighbor. And thank you so much for everyone who's already joined.
Yay. Thank you.
Woohoo! That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Our producer is Alyssa Castles, and our usual host is Nikki Devon. Our Hey Austin newsletter editors this week are Natalia Aldana and Kelsey Bradshaw. And I'm the executive producer, Eva Ruth Moravec. Our music is by Nelson Valente Aguilar of Como Las Movies, with additional music by All the Kimonos and House of Yes, and The New Fools, courtesy of EpidemicSound.com, and Donna, Anders Fab, and Hip Color from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. If you enjoy the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, please leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye.